Okay, so good morning and hello and welcome to hear about our applying processes and different applying possibilities. My name is Saija Niskapohja and I work as a coordinator in our admission services. If you have questions, please use the chat or we can discuss more in the end. First, eligibility requirements. So next slide, please.
I'm sorry, Saija, you don't see the slide?
No, unfortunately not. I can see only the first one, which is applying to degree studies at XAMK.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
At least for me,
The yellow
it works.
page.
For you, how it works?
Yes.
Okay, so then I will continue. So eligibility requirements. An eligible applicant for our bachelor level studies has an upper secondary level qualification. Also, bachelor's or master's degree certificates are accepted for proving an eligibility to our bachelor level studies. The detailed list of the accepted documents by country can be found from the web page. In the coming rolling admission, there are 2 degree programs in which the eligibility is more detailed, so it is important to check the requirements. Applicant must attach the required English language certificate into the online application. Then the next slide, documents to prepare.
Go on.
When filling in the online application at Study Info webpage, an applicant must attach a copy of the school certificate, its possible official translation, and a copy of the passport. Applicants applying to our master's degree program must also prove their work experience by adding the relevant work certificates into the online application. Next slide, please. Application process, which is very simple. First, choose the degree program. Check the admission time. Take the English language test or SAT test beforehand. Fill in the online application at Study Info during the admission period. Do the pre-task or exam if needed. So application is very simple, and then just accept the study place and pay the tuition fee by the given deadline. And we can take a look at our rolling admission. So the rolling admission application
Sorry, Saija, could you put your microphone back on? I moved it on because there was some background noise. Sorry.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
So you can hear me now.
Yeah,
okay.
Sorry for the troubles.
Okay, good. Someone has microphone on, so please check your microphones. So rolling admission. Application period will start on November 18th at Study Info webpage. All of our international degree programs are offered for applying except game design. And applicant can apply to only one degree program in this admission period. The selection is based on the sub-test or certificate-based selection. Results will be published within 1 week from submitting the complete application. And the next rolling admission period will start in spring, in May. And then the joint application. The spring joint application period will be in January. Online applications are filled in at study info webpage during the admission period. Applicant can choose 1 to 6 degree programs to apply. And the student selection is based on the US examination, our own entrance examinations, or pre-test. And we start publishing the results from April onward. And then the next slide, which is the application fee. And starting from January 2025, there will be an application fee which concerns applicants outside the EU, EEA area. And more information will be published during this autumn on our webpage. And now, Anu, my colleague, can you continue forward about the student selection methods?
Okay, hello, I'm Anu from Admission Services. Well, I'm going to tell you how students are selected to study at XAMK. So we decide every year all the selection methods for separately for each degree program and each application. We publish on end of September admission criteria for August intake, and then in mid-May we publish admission criteria for January intake. And selection methods which are used at the exam in next year, we used SAT test in rolling admission. Then there's an entrance examination on joint application. In rolling admission, we use certificate-based selection for non-Finnish qualifications, and then in joint application, we use certificate-based selection for Finnish qualification. And then some degree programs have some special methods or interview or pre-task, both in rolling admission and in joint application. Next slide, please. We use SAT test in rolling admission. Applicant can apply using SAT test, and if SAT test is used, applicant don't have to have a different language certificate. Applicant can use a SAT test. There has to be 500 from each section from evidence-based reading and writing, and also 500 from mathematics. And these SAT results have to be delivered from the organizer college board, and the applicant have to deliver the SAT results to some while they are submitting the application. Next slide. And then there's a certificate-based selection for non-Finnish qualifications. So applicants have to have a eligibility upper secondary qualification completed outside of Finland. We accept a Cambridge A-level diploma and international baccalaureate and European baccalaureate as well. And this selection method is available in rolling admission for all bachelor degrees except for nursing top-up. There have to be a language test, and then applicants have to have a general eligibility for to apply and good grades and like good study performance average equivalent to grade C in ECTS and grade B on US grading system. Thank you. Slide, please. And entrance examination, which are used in joint application. Applicants make a international US exam, which is online. The exam is held in March, and applicants who have an acceptable language certificate and identification document are invited to this entrance examination. And applicant can apply to many study programs with one exam result. And there are some specific entrance examination like in game design and then sport medicine and exercise psychology, which is master degree.
Was that all, Anu? You finished?
Yes.
Good. We can then move on to the tuition fee and scholarship scheme, and we'll just go through it with you. We have recently changed the system a bit. So this is the system that concerns all students who are admitted to XAMK for August 24 or later intakes. So let's see. Firstly, as you may know, the tuition fees in Finland, they concern all students who come from outside the EU and EEA area and study in the degree programs that are conducted in English. The tuition fee at XAMK for one academic year are listed there. So bachelor's programs, you have 10,700 euros and master's degrees, 13,500 euros for 2 semesters the whole year. The due dates when the students have to pay the tuition fee should be noted that for new students, the due date is the deadline for accepting the offer of admission, which means that in rolling admission, it is 3 weeks from the admission notice. So that's a short time to note. In joint application, the period is longer. So then the full tuition fee can be paid until mid-July in August intake. But it should be noted that the early bird scholarship in all applications limits the time to 3 weeks from admission. So the 3-week time period is the most common one to use. And just to mention that the payment system that we are now using is the Flywire service, which is quite convenient for the students. Then about the registration policy. Students who pay the tuition fee, they are automatically registered as attending students at XAMK, and we do that for the students when we have received the tuition fee payment. And postponing the beginning of the studies, which means enrollment for non-attendance, is based on legislation in Finland, limited to some situations only. The refund policy should be noted, of course. The paid tuition fee can be refunded in case the student is not granted a residence permit for the studies on campus. And also if there's a situation where the enrollment status is changed after paying the fee, for example, a sudden illness, it's possible to refund the fee then. Then about the scholarship scheme, like I mentioned, the early bird scholarship is available in nearly all applications that we offer. And currently the early bird scholarship is a 10% discount on the tuition fee for the first study year. And to get the scholarship, the student only needs to accept the offer of admission within 1 week from the date of the offer, and then pay the tuition fee with the discount within 3 weeks from the date of the offer. We provide the exact due dates in the offer letter. And we do want to remind you that according to the Finnish regulations, again, the applicant may receive many admission offers from different institutions, but is only allowed to accept one offer. So this should be noted, and if an offer is accepted, it is a binding choice, and we cannot change it later. Then about the scholarship during the studies. The scholarships during the studies are all deductions from the following academic year tuition fee. And the basis for all scholarships is a good study progress. This means that by progressing in the studies in a normal manner, the student can get a 20% discount for the following academic year. And this is based on the studies that are completed during the previous academic year. The application for scholarship is submitted annually in the end of July at the latest. But then the other parts of the scholarship include the XAMK award, which is a new scholarship part that we are offering from 24 onwards. And this scholarship encourages the students to be part of the Finnish society. And this means that if they qualify for the scholarship based on study progress, they can in addition be active in their local community in Finland and reduce the discount on the following academic year fee to 25% or even to 35%. So this means that the student completes various activities during the academic year and based on reporting and documentation can be awarded this scholarship. And finally, related to the integration in Finland as well, we offer the scholarship for Finnish language and culture studies to students. So this means that the student can get additional deductions for the academic year tuition fee when they complete Finnish language studies and Finnish culture studies. And the scholarship is worth 200 euros for each 5 ECTS credits of studies that are completed during the studies at XAMK. Most of our programs include the basics of Finnish language already, so it's quite easy to take part in those Finnish language courses at least. And these studies are available for master students as well. And then we would like to also mention the scholarship upon graduation that we offer. So those students who are really active in learning the language and reach the proficiency level of B1 in Finnish language, they can take a national language test and by that get even a 5,000 euro scholarship when they graduate from XAMK. So that's a big reward there. But this is, I think, the presentation in short. And then from our part, it's fine to move on to the questions section, Juha.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Saija, Anu, and Annina. It has been really good to work with you in this matter. First of all, maybe I want to underline a few things that first of all, this rolling admission has been created to serve our international applicants better. So as you noticed that with the rolling admission, you are able to apply if you don't meet, for example, if you don't meet the criteria in the rolling admission. So if you are not like that kind of like A-level student or like actually B-level student when what we are requiring, you can always apply through the online examination. That's the way that in Finland we also do it. The second, the most important thing is that when the student applies or when you are helping them to apply, you have to understand that, or like you have to underline for the student also that the student is having all the documents ready and with high quality scans or photos of the IDs and all the certificates with all the papers included, also the translation if needed and all. And then they will get the answer in 1 week. And that is like quite crucial for the students to understand that then they have only like short time to accept the study place afterwards. So 1 week if they accept and they have like 3 weeks up to 3 weeks to also pay their tuition fee for the first year. So this is like something that if they apply and they are not they are getting the acceptance letter, they only have limited time to get or to accept the study place. So this is something I want to underline. And then of course like compared to this online examination, it's of course more, there's going to be more applications coming through. So I would say that is also something to know. Then we could go to these questions. There's already quite many. What is the deadline for sending the English certificate? So first of all, I want to say it again that please have all the documents ready when you apply. Yeah, the application period starts in November 18 this year, and it's going to be open until this fall. So please send only the full applications. Annina or like whoever from the admissions and Saija or Anu, if the student doesn't have all the required documents, how long do they have to fulfill the application?
Okay, and maybe I would answer that. So in rolling admission, we do require that the documents are there when the application is submitted. So that's the person should not submit the application until all documents are ready. In joint application, there is a bit more time, but still the documents must be uploaded by, I think it's a week after the application period, the 29th of January, if I'm not mistaken. So they do need to be ready before the application.
So the second question is about the specific percentage for the rolling admission, and we don't actually have exact like percentage for that. We are comparing the certificates, like all different certificates for these European Union standardized credits or like the United States standardized tests. So like it's equal to local B in US and C in Europe. So that means that like it's average, I would say that around 60% or around that area. And that is like, we know that there's so many different types of like criteria or like methods like the French system that is not exactly the percentage. So that's why we have these little bit different types of system. Maybe Amina, you want to add something in this? No.
No, not really. I think you said it fine.
Okay, perfect. I'm a little bit worried that I'm saying something that I shouldn't, so that's why I wanted your confirmation. So, then the application fee. Do you have some exact? I don't think that we have exact information about it, but we know that for the January that it's going to be starting, and so if the students are applying with the rolling admission in for the August intake, then the application fee doesn't, you don't need to pay the application fee. But also from the joint application, there's most likely, I would say not 100%, but 99% sure that the application fee. And what they have been talking about is about €100 application fee. I'm not sure if that's exact. But we don't have like, it hasn't been decided yet, so how it's going to be. But like this is something that it's I think that it's like government stable right now, so it's like national thing that is going to be. So we want to limit the number of like, how to say it nicely, I don't know, but rubbish applications that there's so many people applying without actually not coming or not even thinking, just to apply to get like 100, maybe getting 100% scholarship or something like that. And we don't want these kind of applications that are from students who are not actually even thinking of coming or just applying to make sure that I just applied for several different places. The same question for the percentage from Pakistan, and I would answer the same way. So it's like the United Standards. It's easy to remember USB. So United Standards B level or European C level is required. Duration eligibility criteria for top-up nursing. Maybe Annina, you want to say about that?
Yes, it's quite simple. It's a prior bachelor's degree in nursing or a prior diploma level qualification in nursing. So meaning that the person would just study what is left for the degree to be able to work as a nurse in Finland as well. So a prior nursing degree.
Is there English language need?
Yes, for that program there is, because otherwise the admission is based on simply a pre-task. So the language test is required for top-up nursing as well.
So if the student have some diploma or bachelor in nursing, you can apply with English certificate, and then there's a free task. And if you are meeting the criteria, you're getting in as long as there are seats available. And want to also underline that the program is 1.5 years to 2.5 years, because we have to then like look for the curriculum what the student has already done and compare that how much they need to do an extra. So like from 1.5 years to 2.5 years. Yes. Is there any internship for the game design program? That's quite specific question. To someone knows. I think that all of our programs have internships, so you have to do some kind of practical placement, but I would say that I don't have exact knowledge of what kind of placement and where they would be doing those. But in the University of Applied Sciences, everyone is doing some kind of practical placement. So that's the idea in the University of Applied Sciences. And that's the one reason why the programs are a little bit longer than the science university. So that's a really good chance for the student to show their skills and knowledge in the company and get connections to the working life. So you can imagine that when you are graduating the science university, you could be that you haven't seen even one person in actual working life. So that's like really good connection to the working life. Certificate-based selection available only for the rolling admission. Maybe answer for that.
Yes, that was right. So if we're talking about the certificate-based selection for non-Finnish qualifications, it's available in rolling admission only.
Yes. So there's like two options. First, that you are getting through the certificate in the rolling admission, and I want to underline again that it's open until the program is full. We do a little bit like over seats, so there's a little bit more seats available that we are actually thinking of getting. I hope that it's not giving you wrong ideas that but we want to get like the group full, and then they would be graduating as a full group, but also there's going to be waiting list, if I'm correct. I mean, yeah. So
Yes.
then if the program is full, then there's going to be a waiting list, and that's the idea of like getting, if they are like someone who is getting a study place from somewhere else, like outside of Finland, because if you have accepted your Finnish study place, that means that you are not able to get any other Finnish study places seat to any other university. Then the question about the US exam. So it's a national entrance examination done online with all of our University of Applied Sciences are able to participate. Not everyone are actually, but like quite many are. And maybe the admission team, you could explain us shortly about the US exam.
Sure, and maybe Saija, you could, while you're handling the chat, maybe you could write the UAS info website on the chat still. The common exam for UAS is an online exam, and it's an exam for many study fields. And this means that the applicant takes one exam online, and depending on the study programs and the study fields one has applied to, takes different sections of exams. So all applicants take a section for English language and decision making, and most applicants take the basic mathematics section as well. And then if there are study programs in engineering one has applied to, there's additional advanced mathematics section, and in healthcare field there are other sections like related to ethics and things like that. But this is like, because it's based on cooperation, it's really visible on the UAS common website, which is uasinfo.fi, and all applicants' instructions and all details are published there, so it's quite easy to follow if you're interested. The timetable is such that the instructions for January application round will be published by the end of November, they have promised. So currently the information is not there, but will be there in a few weeks.
So to avoid hassle, I would recommend to use the rolling because it's more straightforward. If there is any sort of emergency or any special case, will the fees payment deadline will it be extended? There's a question about that.
Unfortunately, we're not able to consider. There are so many situations that would need to be considered. So to treat all applicants equally, the deadlines are fixed. I'm sorry.
So this is also something that we in Finland are really exact, is that we want to be equal to everyone. So everyone has the same opportunity and same. So there's no explanation of like, sorry, I have this and that kind of situation. We understand that happens, but we have to remind also that it's equal to everyone. And then there's going to be another like application period right around the corner. So maybe then the situation that has been clear. Then there's a question about the Finnish language requirement for nursing program. And no, I was earlier working in Seinäjoki, as many of you know, and we had the pre-Finnish requirement in Seinäjoki, but in XAMK we don't. So of course, if you would be able to study Finnish language beforehand, it would be really super helpful. But like it's not a requirement, and of course, like then we have some grant that there's like an option to, for the integration purposes, get some kind of scholarship for the second year and later. So if you would be already starting your Finnish language, actually in Utral was asking, so I want to say that I was a year ago in Mongolia, and they were I think a 10-year-old guy who was started to learn Finnish language beforehand because he wants to study in Finnish when he's going to university. So already I would say that's quite a commitment already. So of course it's helpful and it's really awesome that you would be, but it's not required. Sorry for the long. Yes, I think that those were the questions on the chat. And now I would say that I wrote down a few words more. So there were questions about the answers, and I think that I already answered for that. So the answer is that we are our admission team is super fast and excellent people. So they promise that they are trying to get the answer in 1 week. That I know that's a challenge when we know that there's going to be a lot of applications coming. So I would say that's quite like a good offer that you are getting the acceptance letter maybe even in 1 week. You never know, you might even get it faster, but like because we have so super excellent team. But let's see. But I would say that the promise is about 1 week, and of course if we are getting 1,000 applications in 1 day, it would be that there's a little bit hassle. But let's see. We haven't done this earlier, so we cannot say for 100% sure, but I know that this team is excellent, so they are able to do it if someone is. There are more questions coming. Like then I just list those. That's possible always. When you are talking to me, you never know what you are getting.
I think Saija has answered many of them.
Yeah.
I see one that is for mathematics. Is it compulsory for admission in Bachelor of IT or Engineering? In rolling admission, if you want to apply based on the certificate, then we require that the certificate on the diploma includes mathematics studies. But otherwise, it's not required. If you don't have prior mathematics studies, you can take the SAT test and prove your math skills there, or in joint application, the entrance exam.
So we don't have the same as LUT university has, that you need to show your like an syllabus or like curriculum of your mathematics. So we don't have that, so it's so much easier and more straightforward. But you can understand that if you are going to be an engineer, you have to have mathematics. It's just like impossible if you wouldn't have done in high school any mathematics. List of needed language certificates. SAT is one way of showing your English, but we have the same list as everyone else in Finland. So IELTS, TOEFL, PTE, and Cambridge are accepted, and I would say IELTS 6.0, TOEFL. That's the tricky. That is normally not so well so much used. So I don't remember that. Do you?
I would say that if you check the presentation, there are links. So we have a list of the language requirements for rolling admission separately on our website, and then the joint application requirements are on UAS info website. You can find them already on our website, and they are quite similar. So not too many differences. Please check the exact language test scores there.
Yeah, perfect. So like the TOEFL and PTE, I just don't remember because those are so rarely used. The IELTS 6.0 and that same level are the others, and Cambridge is 169 if I remember correctly, because that was so many times. ask
Probably
them
our
again.
team can confirm them in the chat, so we don't say
Yeah.
anything that is not correct.
Yeah, perfect. Yes. GMAT theory must for master's courses. Amina, maybe you answer.
Yeah, we have to say that. Yeah, we have the MBA program that has a January intake. They have used the GMAT and GRE tests for admission. And it's just that they have not confirmed if they want to continue that for the next intake or not. So as soon as we have information, we will publish that on our website, and probably Juha will be forwarding the information. So probably would say that in April we would know all details.
And I have to say, I just have yesterday meeting with the sport medicine and physiology master's program team, and actually for that I have to underline that first of all it's part-time studies, so the student is not able to get a resident permit for that, and it's also like only 2 weeks on site, and all the others are online. So it means that it's mandatory to be in Finland for 2 weeks, like 1 in the beginning and 1 later part of the study. So this is the like exact information for sport medicine. And the degree that are needed are like physiotherapists, the naprapaths, or like similar kind of sports-related degrees earlier, and that's like really specified the program just for that kind of field. So it could be a little bit a struggle to find this kind of students for the intake, but like if you have someone asking for this because they are part of some sports team or something, that's of course like available. And the master's programs altogether, we are now actually talking like how it's going to be in the future, because we have these postgraduate diplomas also available, and then we have the master's courses, and how it's going to be in the future, we don't know yet. So it's something that it's on discussion right now, and let's see. But I have seen so much interest in other universities for the master's program, and we know that there is a market. So maybe we think of creating that kind of programs that would be interested to you and to your students. But that is something that we inform you immediately when we have some kind of information for that. Motivation letter or CV needed for bachelor or master programs? I would say no. That it's really straightforward. If you have the certificate, you have the language certificate, and passport copy with high resolution. I want to underline that because we have seen that kind of images that are not you couldn't recognize the person from those. So those are the needed documents. If you have those, you put them online. No other hassle. You getting the acceptance letter with their seats available and everything's clear. So no CVs, no motivation letters or things like that. But the game design is having the different ways of getting in. So it's a joint application. They have more criteria, and also for sport medicine.
If I could, Juha, add to that also please check the pre-task instructions if there are applicants for the sports medicine master. So they have a pre-task enrolling admission, and they will publish the instructions later on. It might include documents like a CV, but generally it's not required, and for any bachelor's program it's not required.
And also the work experience is needed for the University of Applied Sciences for the master's program. That is in the Finnish law, and it's not going to change. So even whatever we are deciding, we cannot go over that. So that is something that we cannot do nothing about. Yes, I would say that now, if someone has like more things to ask, please raise your hand and we could have a chat. Maybe I actually end the recording right now, so then it's easier to talk when you are not recording.